obviously take out,
And we're off. Here we go. It looks like Bobski is a few seconds ahead. Find some gold, then a brief pause in the stream. I'm having some issues with the stream right now. It looks like they found Rimmildar right away. It looks like Bobski's going to spend that gold right away buying some keys, while Jackimus is going to go to the back of Tantagal to get his own set. Now this is going to be interesting because Bobski is going to save a little bit of gold here and might be able to spend some and maybe get a small shield or something cheap in the. My apologies, Bright Green. I had two different setups because I couldn't see anything on the restream here on Randomania. I thought that there was a connection issue for my TV, so Tantagal, that's my Long Island. That's on me. Instead of L. First look at what's in the weapon shop here. We got a bamboo pole, copper sword. He's not going to spend any money just yet, or maybe he will. Bobski gets a small shield and a copper sword. I get the feeling we're going to watch these two players do the reverse right now as one goes back home and the other goes venturing out. Right away, Bobski hops into a fight with a Scorpion, and he's going to end up on the winning side of this, barring any kind of spell. Right here, we're going to see if the seed opens up for him at level 2. A new spell means outside. He can join Stain. And just behind, Jackimus heads back to the castle. And Bobski offers to take the elevator. Finally, we see the treasury raid for Jackimus. Having not really spent any time, hasn't gotten into an encounter yet, Bobski shortly follows. And Jackimus is going to see if there's anything more appealing in the shop with about, I think, 1,400 gold coins. Or 1,500, sorry. Right away, that broadsword. There's a really good chance Jackimus doesn't buy another weapon the rest of the... Key, necklace, stones, and gold. Well, I mean, at least the gold grind's available. Right away, we see a wolf battle on Bobski's screen. Not able to come out the victor, so ends up running away. And a wyvern, same result in all likelihood. I really like the broadsword play right away, up doing G. Here we go. That's the last herb in the inventory. So if Bobski's going to make a run here at the south end of the swamp, let's see where it goes. Oh, a golem. Oh, that golem is way too powerful for level 3. and Jackimus is going to be able to clean up with the Scorpion battle. You can see the difference between a copper sword and a broadsword. You're talking 2 shots as opposed to 4. And I think that Jackimus is going to have a much easier time getting those levels. But Bobski's diving again, hoping on the other side of that swamp cave he's going to find the back area of, I believe that's Doortown. I call it Doortown because it's easier for me to remember as Doortown. But I'm sure it has a better name. Something like Garanhand. Oh, and there is what looks like Thunder from American Gladiators, and Bobski is going to be powerballed out of here. I do appreciate Bobski's choice of sprites. It's an underused Waluigi. And Bobski's going to try to farm a few more Scorpions and get that level 4. Swamp Cave doesn't have any chests. It has the spike tile and the princess, but requires a key. And it's also going to be potentially attached to another side of the map. The thing that having Rimmildar there that helps you is you have keys right away, which they had available anyway. But the thing you really miss is that item shop, because you can't get an herb, and without that magic early, you're not able to recover HP. So even if you have the attack to win some of these battles, it's always a risk with very low defense at this point. I'm right now just trying to make sure that I can keep up with these players because they're both playing pretty fast and it's a little bit.
They feel the need for speed, and unfortunately, that red dragon on Bobski's decided that he needs to burninate, and that's what he does with a big DL2 Breath of 72.
Yeah, that is Trogdor the Burninator with the Slepton.
And that's not good. And it looks like Bobski's seen everything that's in the first continent. So it looks like the Swamp Cave is the play.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to get a few more gold chests, try to upgrade that weapon, and take on some enemies with a little bit better. It's tough to play against a guy like Jackimus because Jackimus moves faster than the menus than I can.
Yeah, I've played against Jack a couple of times in private races. He is one of the racers that won't waste any time. He'll get what he needs and he'll just keep on keeping on. I think that's why he's 2-0 right now.
And for anyone who's new to this season of the Randomania trackers, those numbers right alongside the players' names are their death count we're going to try to keep this season. I anticipate seeing those deaths used very, very creatively in order to death warp back to the castle. So let's see how that goes with the death swamp followed by a killer guard like a red dragon on the other side to half the map.
And Bobski has not seen the rest of the map yet, while Jackimus has. And Wyvern with Hurt More, that's not going to be fun, especially when he blocks the run and Jackimus is going to go back to the start.
But one thing that we should watch as this match goes on is the difference in those two builds, agility versus HP. Jackimus already has a really nice agility counter to help get away from some of these faster enemies. It's going to help when he's trying to evade enemies like the red dragon to explore the other side of the map, because there's never going to be a point where you want to fight a red dragon, it seems, in this seed.
Not without the armor, you don't, and unless it's required, you really want to try to run from him. Jackimus has gone back into the swamp cave, trying to run from everybody, but runs into a golem, but manages to get away. Bobski unfortunately runs into an Axe Knight.
And I think Jackimus also got away from a regular knight there, so we're going to see what's on the other side of this swamp cave. And sure enough, the backhand of Garingham. Now, Jackimus is going to likely take these chests, see what's inside, maybe check the other weapon shop, and then look at Death Warp and possibly Gold Grind, and then spend some of that gold.
Yep, and he's decided to leave out the back, save a key there. And we'll take a look at the something fairy water and something. We don't know what he got. Thanks, PEI Internet.
Well, we'll get another chance hopefully in a few seconds, because Bobski made it all the way catching.
Well, we know that's the fairy water. We got a torch and another magic key. So, keys very plentiful here in this seed. Now it's just a matter of now exploring and finding what's out there.
Bobski got curious. He wants to check what's in the shop. That way he knows how much gold to grind. I would have done the same. Or he's not going to do that at all.
No, Jackimus is in Tablet Cave now, hopefully to find something good in there. I know a lot of racers usually don't go after Tablet Cave. They don't go after it unless it's absolutely required. Jackimus finds fairy water in it, which means Tablet is a big load of nothing tonight.
But at least you have outside. And the Wraith Knight proves to be too much. Bobski's gonna go back to the start.
And it looks like, oh, that's 2 enemies with Dragon Lord 2 Breath as the Rogue Scorpion decides to burninade Jackimuswedge back to start.
And it hurts twice as much when it freezes on that red
It looks like Jackimus is gonna be some grinding on wizards for right now.
I mean, with that broadsword, he'll be able to cut through and get up to that 165 mark pretty quickly. That's where level 6 is. They do have a fast EXP build. I think 165 and then 337 is the level after.
I believe so, somewhere around that range. Jackimus decides to cross the swamp and does him no good.
And that golem able to evade the golem. Bobski, real smart play there, cast stop spell, but the Wyvern is not obliging by throwing out hurt.
And just as you say that, it throws out hurt more. Now tries to throw out heal more. So it looks like Bobski may have found himself a good grind right now with some wyverns.
That's definitely going to get the next level. Now let's see what gets opened up by the level. 11 HP and 10 MP. Very nice to see when you have hurt, heal more, stop, and outside early, because you're going to be able to dive into some of these difficult cases. Sure enough, Bobski going back to the king. Jackimus looks like gonna follow shortly. Already we can see the difference on Jackimus versus Bobski's stats right now. That 13 HP is nice. That 10 MP opens up 2 more heal mores though, so that's really nice.
It is nice. What's also not nice is when golems decide to just punch you.
Always a pickle.
It looks like Jackimus. Oh, he's going for gold grind. He found his gold
figured.
grind.
And we're gonna see this screen blink like Mike Tyson. It is gonna get crazy because you're just gonna see numbers pop up and blink text. Now here's the really tough part because you got to get through that cave, and if you run into one or two bad enemies, they have no problem. As you can see, a wyvern over here, giving you some difficulty, or golem ending that run, or star wyvern, in fact.
That's true. And he only went up to 3,000. I think he's going for a full play, which is in Garanum.
After you already have the broadsword, you know you're not going to get you're not going to get a better weapon or spend the gold on that. So I like the idea of going for the full plate, and if you're not going to grind all the way for the silver shield until you can find that shop anyway, because you're just going to be panicking trying to hold on to your gold.
That is true. As far as we know, Eternal Newbie, no silver shield as of yet, but we've only seen 2 towns. No, we've seen 3 towns. None of them have the silver shield, but we have a few more towns left to go. We haven't seen Gull. We haven't seen Gatlin. So they could have it.
Well, we haven't seen Hawksness yet, but I don't think that you're going to find anything in those shops.
No, in Hawksness you'll probably find some skulls. You might find some scorpion tails. And you might find, I don't know, some unsold copies of Vanilla Ice's second CD.
With the swamp cave right underneath, you can recreate this pretty easily, as Ali Jabrak had mentioned. I agree with ETAP. When the red dragons are as dangerous as they are, having that defense from a full plate is really going to pay off.
That is true, just for attack purposes, and it looks like Bobski is going to follow suit and do a gold grind himself.
It's going to be interesting because we get to explore the other side of the map. Generally, it's the other continent, but we don't know if it's one continent yet. And it looks like there are bridges everywhere.
And Jack runs into a stone man, and he runs away as fast as he can.
And then freezes on that red pane through the swamp.
Well, that's Prince Edward Internet for you. Aleph Guard abridged!
And I worry about Jackimus versus this Star Wyvern right now. Able to get away. And here goes the gold. Bobski's right at that fringe on level 7. We're gonna probably get to see it sooner from Jackimus' side, unless this Rogue Scorpion gets to.
Exactly what's happening, and it looks like Bobski's taking it all the way. Looks like he's gonna go to 30,000 get that silver shield. or at least try to find it.
I would do the same thing, but I'm pretty sure it's the more dangerous move, and it's the move that those who beat me in these races don't do, because you have to hold on to that gold so tight, and with so many dangerous enemies right now.
Absolutely, especially when you got Star Wyverns out there, you got Wraith Knights out there. It's pretty dangerous. So what the usual play is, and what I think Bobski's going to do is he's going to take it up to 30,000. He is going to go save, and if he dies, he can just restart a save.
I think that that's definitely what he's going for, but man, if it pays off, he never has to worry about gold anymore, and that's great. But I don't think having the advantage of something like magic armor versus full plate is enough to make this grind worth the time it takes. No
That's
save.
right.
That guy walks out into the open naked.
It's almost like saying, "Hey, rob me!" But he's going to Rimeldar. He's gonna buy a flame sword.
Wow, he's going full supermarket sweep this time.
This is more like shop to you drop than supermarket sweep. Shop to you drop, you do have to exchange something. Supermarket sweep, you just take it.
You know, now Bob's saving. I see his strategy. There's really no danger in going over to Rimeldar, and I like this play. I thought he was going all the way out to go full shopping without saving, and I was very surprised. I'm glad to see that. And Jackimus has to start over. Unable to grind, died in the.
And while we have this action where everybody's trying to get through the Swamp Cave again, let's give some shout-outs to our wonderful racers, Jackimuswedge and Bobski. Give both of them a follow here on Twitch. Help support them in all their endeavors, as they are fantastic runners. And while you're at it, give our wonderful tracker and restreamer a follow, Ali Grabrap and Captain Green 7. And also, give us a follow. Give me at sigmafan and give WillWagnerMusic a follow. You can see us do wonderful things, and as I was just saying earlier, Bobski went and saved, he died, and now he did the reset strat.
Really glad he saved. One thing I want to watch if these runners do is, as they get further, I noticed that the Red Dragon's first priority was casting Sleep. If Sleep is the first priority, you might be able to get away with a few more turns to run if you cast Stop Spell and it lands. So that's something that some of these runners might be able to do earlier to survive a pretty unwinnable fight.
And it looks like Jackimuswedge has decided to grind in Swamp Cave, which looks to be a good strategy because you could easily get out, refill your magic, and be back on your way.
Bobski does have that flame sword right now, and Jackimus is really alive only because he got that full plate.
Yeah, he might have the full plate, but he doesn't. He's only got like a 8 attack point deficit in Bobski because Bobski decided to go for the flame sword. It's all just a matter now of Bobski trying to find that silver shield. We know it's not in Garanum, but maybe he's trying to buy some armor. He's gonna buy himself a full plate.
Yeah, at 24, you can afford to spend a little. Also gonna do the full herb and maybe even torch restock. Oh wait, no, they have radiant, so you might not see torches.
Well, it depends on how close they are to an 11th or 12th heal more when it comes to Sherlock. I've seen runners have torches just in case for that.
Pyrelight mentioned in chat for the commentators, monsters always roll their support spell before a damage spell, and if both fail, then attack. I did not know that was the hierarchy.
I did not know it was the hierarchy either, but it's interesting to note. I think the cause for that is the Rogue Scorpion, who does have sleep, but also has the other half of that wombo combo, the Dragon Lord 2 Breath.
Interesting. And they're both going different ways from the town. Jackimus looks northeast, Bobski southeast.
Yeah, Jackimuswedge has already explored the southern part of the second continent. Jackimus is just continuing his search from before he got myrtleated. Bobski is now in Tablet Cave, and he is gonna be disappointed and find some fairy water.
Given how that hierarchy affects, then it makes sense that if they cast Stop Spell on the dragon, and the dragon is 50% or more to use Sleep, then it would be worthwhile, I think, as long as the Stop Spell resistance of the red dragon is to stop. I think it's, well, I don't know how much it is. I'm sure that chat does.
I'm pretty sure, meanwhile, Jackimuswedge has gotten up to level 8 and has gotten Repel.
And Magic Wyvern sends Bobski back, and this is a tough decision because you don't want to get rid of the experience or the full plate, but that's the crossroads you come to when you grind that gold.
And
Yeah.
it looks like Bobski thought better of it and is just gonna keep his gold that he's got right now, and looks like he's going up to Breckenry, maybe checking to see if there's a silver shield there, or seeing what else is in that first continent.
Well, could be seeing if there's silver shield here, but also, if you notice, didn't go into the treasury to get that gold, so maybe is just doing some recon work. Yep. Disappointment.
Meanwhile, Jackimus has found the grave, and that's 5 chests, and what he's looking for here is your story items, which are the token, silver harp, which you trade in for the Staff of Rain, and everybody's already got the Stones of Sunlight, as that was in the treasury in Tantagel Castle. What he's also looking for is hopefully Erdrick's sword.
And I think I forgot that Bobski might not have explored that side of the map completely, but he might actually be looking to get into encounters there, and I think that's where the red dragons were. That's a really dangerous place to play.
It is a really dangerous place to play. It looks like he's probably going to go back to the desert tiles and grind there. Meanwhile, Jack is fighting off against some Wraith Knights, and he's got 3 chests. Hopefully, we can see what's in those. An herb, a fighter's ring, and some gold. And the fighter's ring is going to help boost your attack power.
The metal scorpion breathes fire, but it's a baby breath, but does have heal, which that flame sword is going to help cut through, because Bobski's only barely doing enough to kill the metal slimes with one. Not only are there no shields, there's really no magic armor either. So the one thing that would really help you traveling through these swamps is recover your life, especially when you're...
And unfortunately for Jackimus, he runs into the dreaded Red Dragon, who defaults to fire, it looks like. Looks like the Red Dragon's got 75% DL2 breath to start. This is interesting. Jackimus is gonna grind. Do you think Jackimus is gonna grind for Flame Sword, or is he gonna grind for Silver Shield? What do you think?
It's got to be Flame Sword. The strength build hasn't been as lucrative as it could be, and you're doing low damage. And if you're gonna fight knights or try to level up against 70 EXP enemies, you need to do more damage. And the rogue scorpions and wyverns have already proven themselves to be very dangerous.
And it looks like he is going to do just that. He's going to go into Garenham, though, and get it, because the Flame Sword is there. He could also be grinding in this cave, grinding in Swamp Cave, and hopefully get himself up to level 9. He's only 175 away.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there one in Rimeldar?
Perhaps, but I guess he doesn't want to lose his gold grind, because he could go back into... After Garenham and gets his Flame Sword, he could continue to grind in the Swamp Cave, maybe find what's in that spike tile, and I think that might be a play that he's doing. He's gonna grind up a bit, get his Flame Sword, go to the spike spot, see what's there, beat that. Well, I guess not, because he's leaving. He's going to get his Flame Sword. And knowing how separated everything is, you might want to go for what's in the spike spot, and that's what Bobski's doing, and Bobski finds out it's a golem!
K-Audition, don't give away the magic.
I can see why he will, he discontinued the gold grind. He wants to get back to, he wants to get back to the grave and check those 2 chests.
Definitely, but you can already see the better luck against the Demon Knight, given the Flame Sword. And this is the big one, because this is going to put him, Jackimus up to level 9, given a victory.
And he has done it. Let's take a look at those level 9 stats. If power 4, no agility, so Empty Eye is happy. 1 hit point, some magic, no new spells learned. It is 4 magic, Aligrabappa tells us. And it looks like he is going to continue his travels and runs into a Magiwyvern.
And Bobski runs into a knight, unfortunately, and Jackimus is going to have more difficulty with this Magiwyvern.
Absolutely. Now, I want to tell everybody to take a look at the tracker, and what Jackimus has in his agility, it's turned orange. That means the agility is almost there. It's almost what you need to dive Sherlock properly and run from almost anything. Maybe save for a red dragon or 2, but it will give you a lot of help.
Now,
and there's the big C right there. Jackimus has found Sherlock.
They both have the same defense power in spite of Jackimus having more agility. And they both have the same armament. Oh, and no scale for Jackimus. That's the 2.
Well, how about a town for Jackimus? He just found one.
Got it. Oh, and it's a town that's not going to have anything too nice because without hurt more, that spike tile can be pretty intense.
And here's free BK for Jack. And it's more gold.
Bobski looking to grind in Swamp Cave right by the south, and I don't mind that play. I think you're right close to the end. You know that there are 3 enemies you can reasonably beat for mid-level experience, and even though it's a little bit risky with a golem and star weapon, you can survive 2 rounds without really having to.
Meanwhile, Jackimus has just found the other 2 towns that he's missing.
For Bobski's sake, I hope that this is a fairy flute. And I didn't see what it was. But because HP was maxed, I'm going to assume it was Edric's armor.
Well, he's got the gold to buy himself a large shield, so he has improved on that front. Now he's going to go to the other town, which is Cantlin, and check for coordinates.
Oh, he just went to the inn? I thought that he had recently been in a battle. I think that Bobski is going to be shortly behind in finding those 2 towns.
So we do have coordinates 73 north, 42 west, and Jackimus did get the armor. That is
a werewolf battle at 9 is very bold of Bobski, but I think he can do 1. Oh, I didn't realize that Bobski was still on the first continent.
And it looks like it's going to be the Stone Man. So, Stone Man!
I would have gone with Gardener's Stone by Pearl Jam.
Hold on. I think I have that album. I think I have... Let's see if I can... I have some Pearl Jam stuff here. Maybe the lyrics are right here. Meanwhile, Jackimus is going up against the Stone Man. If he does, he can find what's there. He's kind of hoping for the token.
I'd be very worried about the Stone Men at this point. I think that they can 3-hit you very consistently. And I'd want to get another level, maybe be around 80 before taking them on, but Jackimus can definitely win this fight.
That excellent move will do it. And he finds the fairy flute, which means the token is in the search spot. Unfortunately, that means because everything's so spread out, he's going to have to fight a red dragon.
That is, oof. I'm not too upset to find out that I have to search on the map because there's a lot of leveling that has to go on anyway. And if you're going through this right now, you know that the other person is, because that's a long walk through that swamp cave to explore half the map. And if you're doing it, then they have to be doing it too, with all these deadly enemies around.
Absolutely. It looks like Jackimus is going to go and heal before he, I think what he's going to do is, I think he's going to level a bit more before fighting the Fun Police. And unless you're a great counter key audition, it looks like fighting that Fun Police is kind of required. Thankfully for them, they have outside, so they only have to fight him once.
Right now, by finding that armor, Jackimus might have just ended any need for gold the rest of the game, because there's a good chance with the high agility that you're not going to need that silver.
That is true, and it looks like he's gonna do some grinding. He gets level 10. 6 power, 2 speed, 16 hit points, some magic points as well. That takes him to 88. Magic points are almost there. Do you fight Red Dragon now, or no?
No, it's way too early. I think even with stop spell, there's no chance that you survive 2 consecutive Dragon Lord breaths. Well, there is. You could get 42 or 44 rolls twice in a row, but it's not consistent enough for me. I think you have to be somewhere around the 100 HP. But I'm also a very, very conservative player when it comes to taking on some of the spike tiles.
I would agree. And Stop Spell also has to land, and Red Dragon does have quite a resistance to Stop Spell. I wonder if our trackers, so we can explain it better, can we pull up the Red Dragon stuff, if that is available, to help better illustrate this, as Bobski unfortunately runs into an armor knight that breathes some fire.
I don't mind seeing the baby breath on an AK-47 here. I do mind seeing sleep, but that is the ideal grind enemy. Take a good look, because if you can land that stop spell and you only have to worry about DL1 breath, that's 170 on a very winnable battle. I would be very surprised if I don't see Bobski or Jackimus taking advantage of that stop spell later.
Right, and now that the Red Dragon stuff has popped up, you are around 3 out of 8 times, a little less than that, about 25% chance you're gonna hit a stop spell, and you're only stop spelling it for sleep. But it's gonna be tough either way.
That means, just to start off, 11 times out of 16, you're going to run into a brick wall. And that's pretty much going to be the end, because if that sleep lands, the next 2 actions are going to take you into red life, almost guaranteed, if not take you. Yeah, and that's the other thing. If you survive the first round of sleep and you're able to land an early stop spell, you have to rely that the Dragon Lord didn't just DL2 breath you down to an HP total where you could be killed in one.
And Jack has found the silver harp. So all that's left for him to do is find that trade cave.
And Bobski's gonna try to nibble on a rogue scorpion without much success there. I expect repel. Yep, Bobski casts repel, and he's gonna try to level up on some of those 70 creatures. Hopefully, stop spell's gonna see a little bit more luck than it has against a Wraith Knight here. Is there any chance we could bring up the Wraith Knight stats? Because I just saw Wraith Knight resist stop spell, and I'm wondering what that percentage is.
Yeah, it's got a pretty decent resist. I think you're a little better than 50%. You know, you're about a 3/4 of a chance to land it. I mean, 2/3 of a chance to land it. But the big thing is, he's also really dodgy against hurt more. Like, that 3 out of 16 of hit more of fizzling is kind of deceiving, because more often than not that we've seen in these streams, it will dodge a hurt more.
Definitely, and that you see at 25% heal more, that's very sneaky. And Rogue Scorpion lands DL2 breath and sends Jackimus back to the
I don't think Jack minds that. He's now, although he's trying for experience, because he needs to level up, I think his main goal now is to rescue the princess. And he's kind of doing that right now, buying keys.
Well, now is a pretty good time to take a shot because you already got all your stats maxed out from going to the king. You don't lose a key because if you die in the swamp cave, you go back to the king and get to try again. He really has no use for gold. Makes sense to give it a shot now. If you could do it, you're probably ahead. I think if you're Jackmas, 45 minutes in, knowing how dangerous the red dragons are, given all the items you had to get in order to make this attack possible, you have to feel like you're in a good position.
That is absolutely correct. And with the way the coordinates are where the map is laid out, you're going to have to rescue the princess, and that's what Jackimus is doing right now. As we take a look at how everything's gotten at the 45-minute mark, both of them have the stones, both of them have the flame sword, and both of them have keys. However, there's some differences. Jackimus does have the ring, while Bobski doesn't. Bobski has the full plate, but Jackimus found Erdrick's armor in coal. Both of them have the death necklace, which was in the treasury in Tantagel. Jackimus did buy a large shield, whereas Bobski has a small. Jackimus has not activated Dragon Scale yet, and that's kind of odd. And he does have the silver harp, which he did find in the mountain cave, and his music was electric.
My mistake. I was under the impression that the spike tile in the swamp cave was a red dragon. It's a golem. It looks like.
Yeah, I thought it was a golem too, and he's got the flute. I don't know why he's not using the flute.
Maybe he hates 70s expansive rock.
Well, he's gonna get to level 11 after beating it and saving the princess. 9, 2, 8, 1, and he's got a new spell, and it's heal.
Yeah, ETAP makes a great point. When you have heal more and you have that level of defense, the armor, he wanted to save the 7 seconds that it would take to cast Fairy Flute, nevertheless the menuing. And one thing I wasn't thinking about earlier when I mentioned that Jackimus has to feel pretty good, those 9 deaths also have to weigh into how you feel when you're playing against someone, because every time you go back, that time adds up when you're trying to walk back and catch up and get back to a different side of the map. So while I was thinking that he has to be feeling pretty confident right now, one thing I didn't consider was the fact that those 9 deaths, but Jackimus is making the most of it, using this opportunity to also gold grind. That's the ideal way to get through this whole process.
Yep, and he believes that the silver shield is in Cantlin. I don't think he's seen any of the shops in Cantlin, but he knows that no other shop could have it.
Yeah, I saw that it wasn't in Cantlin. It was in the other town. There was a silver shield available. I think it was Cole. It was the top shop in Cantlin? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring. Yeah, ETAP said 1 frame silver shield. So it looks like Jackimus is just that and Swap Cave, just trading in that silver harp for the Staff of Rain, and he is going to be good to go for. He's going to be in grind to go actually.
Bobski's going to try his luck with a Wraith Knight, and that 25% heal more seems like it happens way more than 25, because I've seen that happen on both player screens at least 3 or 4 times. And I don't know what the heal more threshold is. Is it over half their HP is gone, or is it more?
A little over half will have to be gone.
Right. So if they're 3 hitting these enemies like a Wraith Knight, then it would make sense that only after 2 hits they would cast that heal. Oh, it's 25% of max HP. Okay, that makes more sense. So that means after they land one of their 3 hits, they're okay. That's still bad luck to not have him cast it on the first round, not have him cast it on the second, not have him cast it on the third.
It's just usual bad luck all around. Meanwhile, Jackimus is going to be fighting some Star Wyvern.
I love that I call things out and then I'm proven wrong immediately after. I feel like I am influencing the stream. They
Yes,
reverse numbers on
curse.
those. Oh, not curse. I'm giving good luck because normally I say bad things are going to happen. They prove me wrong. What did I do? What did I do? Bobski, through his quick battles there, was able to catch up 140 EXP and is crapped right within striking distance of Jackimus's EXP lead.
Or he was until he gets wombo comboed by the Rogue Scorpion.
Can we put up the Rogue Scorpion's resistances too? Because if you can stop spell them, they might not be the worst thing ever.
Yep, as you see right there, it's not that bad, but he has been losing a lot of easy coin flips.
Well, you need to land 3 shots. You have to not get DL2'd because you don't have Edric's armor if you're Bobski at that point. It's an almost impossible battle to win. And speaking of almost impossible battles, Jackimus is in a lot of danger right now with the Red Dragon, putting him in the Brutus the Barber sleeper hold. And oh, that's going to be strutting and cutting back to the king. Red Dragon IRS.
I thought IRS's finisher was the penalty and the write-off.
That was true. It was the write-off.
It was first the write-off, then he switched it to the penalty, which was an SDF.
And if you notice, Jackimus just rewound back to the king, and now at 22k EXP is right alongside Bobski in total count, but does have the advantage of already getting the princess.
And with that rewind, it put Bobski in the lead.
Well, Bobski also has to go through an entire cave, is going to pick up the fighter's ring and the harp. It's going to be a little bit, because he hasn't even gotten to Hawksness yet to fight and discover that he has to search on the map before he even gets the coordinates. So there's a lot of exploring Bobski has to catch up on.
Yep, and it looks like that's what he's gonna have to do. This has been a really good race, though. A really good race, really competitive race between these two ace runners here, and we like to let everybody know, give them a like and a follow. We have Jackimuswedge on your left, and you have Bobski on the right. bobski021. Give them a follow. They deserve it for all the hard work that they're putting on this race. And also, while you do that, give our wonderful restreamers, our trackers, and also give me and my other co-commentator, WillWagnerMusic, a follow. Give Ali Gabrap a follow. Give Captain Green 7 a follow. Give myself a follow. I'm sigmafan. And give WillWagnerMusic a follow. And
thank you very much, Bobski. But Bobski just found the grave. I guess it's the commentator's curse coming back. I appreciate the plugs, but Bobski's quietly just crept up and made a big.
That's right, but the thing is, he needs to find those 2 chests that Jackimus did not get to when he was knocked out by the Red Dragon.
That is the pickle. That Magic Wyvern getting an excellent attack really helped out Jackimus, saves a little bit of magic in his trip because you know that there are more guards on his way to get a silver shield.
And oh no, it's the Red Dragon.
And the Armored Knight on the other side. I gotta say, I'm kind of surprised I didn't see Stop Spell, even though you got jumped by the Red Dragon. Heal More is just allowing him to slow cook you rather than just take you out and eat you. Heal More is a temporary reprieve.
Yeah, it absolutely is a temporary reprieve, but it looks like everything is happening, and sorry, Jackimus is going to fight some Armored Knights. Hopefully, catch back up, maybe get to level 12 before he continues.
I expect Jackimus to win this battle, and Bobski might be doing that Golem battle in the swamp.
No, he's not.
Well, still more to explore, I guess. Really wants to know what's in that cave. And sleep is merciless. Is there any chance we could put up the Armored Knight resistance again? Because it is getting to the point where I think that they have a grudge against Jackimus. And then I see Bobski's screen, and I think that maybe these runners had wronged them in some other run.
Yeah, 86 agility. He is not getting away from him.
And 12 out of 16 stop spell resistance. That is unfair.
However, he actually does. Bobski gets away. Jackimus gets away.
Past Hawksness.
Oh, and he runs into a Red Dragon.
Oh. Fun police. And they don't fun for nobody. I'd go stop spell again. Oh, and he gets away.
He's almost there. He's almost at Gatlin, and he gets there.
I had to say it, E-Tap. I had to say it. Otherwise, it wouldn't have happened.
Jackimus has his shield. He has the armor. He's now just trying to... Oh, there's his coordinates. 81 south. He's almost there.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of those numbers are heating up. And the Red Dragon has been stopped. So now Jackimus has a tough decision here. I think you try to run, and if you can't, you got one more heal more.
And unfortunately for Jackimus, Bobski grinds to level 12. He has great hit points, and he got hurt more.
You know, having the silver shield is and gets away on the very last shot. That is why Jackimus is one of the best. At this point, having that silver shield is worth so much more, because look at all Jackimus had to do to get. Wow, and put Jack right in position to get the item. That is how you plan a trick.
Now he's just one cave away. He's only one cave away from getting that silver harp to a staff of rain. Erdrick's got nothing on him. Okay,
Well, you brought the Star Wyvern.
Since when did my voice have the same sound of a silver harp?
It worked for Bobski, I guess. Up to 122 HP. That's a big. So if I'm Bobski right here, I don't think Bobski's found Caitlin or Cole or what's on the second and third level of the Swamp Cave, but has found a red dragon, and at 122 life is only going to be able to survive one DL2 breath. And the stop spell is
breath.
Oh no! It's because I said it earlier. I did it. Oh, Bobby boy.
But what has happened and what makes it hurt almost as bad for Bobski is that there's a cave there. He does not know what's in there, but we know what's in there, and that is the swap cave to trade in that heart for your Staff of Rain. So the person who needs to find that is Jackimus.
You know, Jackimus is at a really close point where I could see Jackimus getting to level 12 and being at a pretty good grind spot as long as he can find where to dig for that token. I saw him use Gwaelin's Love before, but I couldn't see what the position.
It was where the red dragon got him, but Jackimus does have the token. And he is right there. That's it. That's the swap. That's the Silver Harp Cave.
And when he sees that that big HP bump for level 12, I expect maybe a trip to the Swamp Cave spike tile to fight some golems.
Definitely, that is the play, and you can conceivably go for it. Now, what's still unknown is the location of Erdrick's sword. As we know, there are 2 chests left unchecked in the bottom of the grave. No runner has checked them because both of them have been slaughtered by red dragons. But you also have 7 chests in Charlotte Castle with the $25,000 pyramid and the judge's table.
It's an interesting debate between going for the Stonemen on the Hawksness spike tile, but with the golems, you can death warp right back to the king and just keep on going 255 at a time, spam her heal more and attack, and I think it's a pretty good trade-off. Otherwise, with Hawksness, you're going back to a town, to an inn. It doesn't seem like it's much, but it's the travel of a one-way ticket.
And not only that, in order to get to the towns, you have to pass through Red Dragon territory, and that's something you kind of don't want to do right now.
And just as I mentioned it, Jackimus got that level, Death Warp, and going right back into the swamp, probably to take on that golem.
Yep, and if you take a look at his stats, his strength is not there. Even with the sword, it wouldn't be there. You need like 130 in order to do it. Meanwhile, Bobski's still trying to find his way to Cole and Caitlin and Hawksnest.
Bobski made some great ground with Hurtmore and was able to get up to level 13 and max out his spells outside of, it looks like, Return. And it's a good opportunity, but all that traveling time, that's going to come back to bite him when Jackimus is just hitting up, down, and then fight the golem, or wherever he intends on grinding.
Looks like he's gonna get his drop first.
Oh, definitely. It's a formality, but just whichever you want to do first, because I believe Sharlock's also right there too on that. Oh, Jack might be diving to see if the Edric Sword. That's a good play, because if Edric Swords is in the treasury there, you can just grind with that and make the golem returns much quicker. Or you might not even need to grind if you get a level on the way. You could just outside or death warp out and give it another go. But it also tells you if you have to dive back into the grave. So Jackimus is doing some much needed scouting. I don't think it's going to be 17 or 18 for DL2 dive, because once they get that Edric Sword, their attack's going to be pretty high, and there's even a possibility of them being able to apply the Death Necklace, so it might be as early as 16.
Once Bobski gets his armor and upgrades that shield from a small to at least a large, he's golden. He's almost golden right now at 13, but I think at 14 he'll have enough.
Yeah, I think that while the attack is going to be enough, they're not going to necessarily be able to damage break a lot of enemies in Sharlock still. So I'm always a little bit more hesitant about going at level 13 or 14. I think 15 is doable, and 14 is probably doable also. But 13 seems like it's out of the realm. Well, obviously with that, even if you had the right attack.
Right, and it looks like Jackimus is gonna try for those 2 chests in the bottom of the grave to remove all doubt. And do you like this play more than diving Sharlock because of the enemies?
I wouldn't do it myself. I think Sharlock is the higher percentage chance. But if it ends up not paying off, this could be what gives Bobski time to go find the rest of the items he needs to catch up, while Jackimus fights an uphill battle, inevitably running into a red dragon or two in his trip. And as I say it, he runs into slimes.
Meanwhile, Bobski's already at level 13, and there's the red dragon.
I am the worst. And stop spell had no effect but an attack. Stop spell again had no effect, and there's the sleeper. And awakes. What do? You gotta heal more, right? Okay, so the heal more worked. Now you stop spell. No effect. Luckily, it was DL2 breath, and I say that because you don't want to see sleep at this point. You'd rather have it be a predictable.
But he gets away.
Whew. And thou hast found. I couldn't see it. I didn't know what item that was. I just know Jackimus, thou hast found it.
Thou hast found something. He's continuing to dive, so it's not the sword.
Agreed. Unless he really wants that dragon skin. And only one red dragon encounter in the grave is a really good grave. And the
Right.
dragon scale!
Scale. He's found the dragon scale. Now he knows where the sword is. Sword's in Sherlock. So I would like our chat, make your predictions. Is it in the $50 chest, the $100 chest, $150 chest, $200 chest, $250 chest, $300 chest, or is it the unfortunate occurrence that the sword is vanilla? So it's at the judge's table.
Tell me if you heard this story before. A guy walks into the grave and is looking for the Edric's sword.
Stop. Looks like Jack is gonna grant it Hawksnest for stone men and wizards.
Yeah, it's a local area, and if you know you're going to go back to the king anyway, it's better to use your magic here where you can cast sleep, maybe get up to the next level and get any kind of MP or HP bump before you grind on that golem. And Bobski gets away from a red dragon on his first attempt and is so surprised, accidentally goes into its magic menu, waiting to heal more.
Oh, Bobski with the excellent Doge.
And Jackimus is forced to use a heal more on the stone man. But I think Jackimus's goal here is just to get up to level 13, death warp back, and get that bump. Otherwise, he'd be using sleep right now.
$19 power, 8. I think you go.
It certainly seems like you can make a run right now, especially when you know you have to get the sword to begin with. If you can conserve enough MP and get down to the bottom floor, maybe only burning a heal more, you might be able to make that run on a Dragon Lord at 13, maybe level on the way potentially.
He's not going to do it, though. He's going to go to... He's at Cole. He's going to go back to Hawksnest, maybe grind on some more stone men, it looks like. Or he's probably going to go. Who knows? He needed to go back to Cole to heal, though, either way.
Yeah, that was inevitable, but Red Dragon kind of wants to send him home. Yeah, I didn't realize how close Cole was to Hawksnest, but Jack is passing it and going right for Sherlock, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like he wants the sword.
With that attack bump, probably wasn't expecting to get so much out of level 13, I'd guess, but is definitely receptive.
And plus, with his agility and stuff, he is pretty much damage-breaking wizards.
So, for everybody who hasn't played the pyramid, explain which chest is which again. I just want to make sure I have it right before.
Okay, the first chest on the bottom floor is first chest on the bottom row of 3 is 50. Next one is 100, and the one that's closest to the door is 150. The next row up, it's 200 and 250, the one closest to the door, and the one up top is your $300 chest. And if you go all the way up to the top, that's $25,000, but not before. And hopefully, Dick Clark does not give you a back rub in the form of a red dragon breathing DL2 breath on you.
I'm thinking it's got to be 200. And thank you, ETAP, for the graphic. It goes really well with Jackimus's comic strip themed NES emulator.
Reminds me of Nesticle back in the day where it used to run this slow.
Nesticle. We've evolved so much. I think I used Nestopia.
I use FCEUX. Anyway, Jack is diving Sherlock right into some green dragons, but they're not going to be that much of a problem.
I think you're running into a red dragon in chat. There's some nesticle love being shown.
I don't know what to say about it. I had Nesticle and I thought it was not good compared to FCEOX and Nestopia.
It's all about what gets the job done, right? And Jackimus is through the second level. It looks like onto the Star Weapon battle. Only had to burn 2 magic so far, and you got to be happy seeing that, especially when you're only 8 or 9 battles away.
Now here's the choice. Is he going to go for the judge's table or is he going to go for the pyramid? It looks like he's going to go to the pyramid.
Yeah, it's too much of a gamble because at this point he can still make a run on the Dragon Lord if he finds the sword in one of the pyramid locations. And Bobski not finding those 2 towns is really the story of this game because not having that armor has limited his exploration potential, and Cantlin's coordinates would really help in finding.
That's right, it's that missing piece of the puzzle that he's looking for. Finds a spark over bridge, thinks it's there, but unfortunately it's not. And he is just having a dickens of a time with exploration. Meanwhile, Jackimuswedge is running into enemies that he's pretty much defense breaking right now in the form of wizards, and he looks like he's almost damage breaking Star Wyverns.
He's budgeted his HP gain very well through this whole trip. It's never really been in question. There hasn't been too much of a threat through that cave, and now is going to see if he has to make the final grind back down to get the sword if it's not in one of these 6 chests.
For 25,000 gold. Here is your first subject. Go! Sleep. Radiant.
Spells!
Hey, I'm a big nasty dude, and I'm made of rocks, and I punch hard.
Stone Man! Golem!
Yes!
The Thing!
Rimildar. Cantlin. Yeah! 150!
And sure enough, Jackimus is ready to take on the Dragon Lord if he can just get out of Bel Air. Oh, I'm sorry, Philadelphia. It's gotta get out of Philadelphia.
It's gotta get out of West Philadelphia. Born and raised on the playgrounds where he spent most of his days. Chilling his max and relaxed out cool while shooting some b-ball out to school. We're a couple of dragons. They're up to no good. Starting breathing fire in my neighborhood. We got in one little fight and my mom got scared and said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle and Tata Jack."
And sure enough, Jackimus is, running into more of the Red Dragon gang. And running away. And then an Armor Knight. These are all sleepable enemies, so getting this run rate is really necessary. And Red Dragon again, not going to let him go. That's going to cost at least a heal more here. And Jackimus is pretty happy, got away with just 1 heal more on, I think that's 4 total Red Dragon encounters.
That's right. He's looking for, I think a werewolf might do it. Werewolf might get him level 14.
I think it's not going to be just there yet. He's probably going to try to time up that battle on the spike tile to be his level. The consummate professional. Jackimus gets into a battle with this armored knight and sees sleep and DL1 breath. Not terrible.
And the level. Let's see how it goes. He should green 1 power, 2 agility, 5 speed, not much magic, and runs into a red dragon who's breathing fire immediately and not able to run.
Oh.
Cast sleep, and that's fire.
Now, if I was in Jackimus's position there, it seemed like Jackimus was ready to take on the Dragon Lord, and it was a very winnable fight. I don't know if I would have. I don't know if I would have been able to do it, knowing that I only had 10 heal mores and I was at 131 attack. 131 attack is just weird. I'd probably stay in there and I try to level on the armored knight, but that's also why I don't win those races.
I think with is he gonna go to 15? But he's gonna be fighting some enemies along the way, so it does look like he is gonna go for 15.
Yeah, there's just so much magic that you're gaining in that level.
No, he's at 106 max, so it looks like he's gonna be okay.
No, I just meant between 13 and 14. That level gain was great for magic, and it opens up 2 more heal mores. So there's a lot of good in going back and being able to take on the Dragon Lord and burn some heal mores on red dragons if necessary, because that encounter rate and that run rate was very good, I thought. And Bob was able to find the armor and Cole, gonna shortly probably find Cantlin, and then is gonna have the task of getting the princess and finding the coordinate.
Meanwhile, Jackimus is going back to Hawk's Nest.
I think I don't know. Probably feels the same way about that red dragon encounter rate. Wants to be sure.
No, he's going back to Sherlock. I just forgot how far
okay.
it was.
Okay, yeah, I was kind of surprised because I thought that 14 is a really good bump.
Yeah, but it's not going to hurt him fighting some wonderful wizards along the way, since he's pretty much damage breaking them. They're only doing 1 or 2 on him.
Yeah, just like before, he's able to get that that run rate at a high enough level to get through a lot of the dungeon enemies, maintaining above a 90 HP, and that's kind of what you want to do, especially if you're going to level on the way, because you could just pick up little bits of wizards and werewolves and not have to worry about them doing double-digit damage, and then a red dragon shows up. For the first time in this game, Bobski is able to take on a red dragon and have the minimal DL2 breath, but it isn't any better at stopping sleep.
Bobski goes down, but that's a benefit for him. He could go into Swamp Cave now. Jackimus running into a lot of red dragons from this go-round.
That's the thing. It's kind of a benefit, but you also were just so close to level 14 there. Bobski definitely would have loved to see, I think it's 100 more XP and be able to get that level.
And Jackimus goes down.
Red dragons are playing for keeps.
He's got 77 agility. It should be enough. It doesn't... It's... I don't know. What is he even doing?
I think maybe replenishing herbs or keys? Did he run out of keys? What could pop?
Be grinding golems.
No, Jackimus ran out of keys. Spent his last key in a treasury and needs to buy another group of them so that he can get through and even go to Sherlock. man, this seed gets meaner the longer you play it.
Do you try to grind for 4 to 15 now, or do you just go at 14, in your opinion?
I don't think Jackimus was wrong to go on 14, and you level on the way. You just gotta hope you can get away from those red dragon encounters. I almost don't even want to use stop spell, because either you can run because you trust in your defense, or you can't. But to mortgage 2 MP every time you run into a red dragon, only to have it succeed 5 times out of 16, just doesn't seem like it's a good enough rate of success.
Right, and it looks like he's gonna bang his head against the wall again and go back into Hawk's Nest.
Yeah, and Bobski hops out of the swamp cave to deliver the princess. Gonna get the coordinates and hopefully be shortly behind Jackimus, because Bobski did discover where the Silver Harp cave was and knows where he has to trade in the equipment to get his rainbow drop. So hopefully Bobski at level 14 will be shortly behind Jackimus in his pursuit through Sharlock. Only Bobski still has to find that Edric sword. So between that, not really having a large shield, not having a silver shield, it's still a very much an uphill battle for Bobski to catch up.
Just want to let everybody know that we have more races happening here at Randomania and also the Randomania networks. At currently happening right now in, I think it's RPG Limit Break, I believe this is going on.
So Jackimus is heading through the desert right here, en route through to Sharlock, and it looks like a Droll Magi. That's harmless enough,
I haven't
right?
seen that in a while.
Yeah. I like seeing Droll Magi, especially in the early game with a low-level spell like Hurt, because they're very fluffy, and I think they provide 57 EXP.
Yeah, and he's going to run into a few more wizards on this top floor. Also, I want to let everybody know we got a full schedule happening tonight. Right now, what's happening on RPG Limit Break is a quad stream, Brysol versus Sparkover, and the Seawolf 1 versus Scratch Dragon. That's happening at RPG Limit Break. Randomania 3 at 9 o'clock is going to have Lavkin versus Smash. It's going to be a really good race. And then right here on Randomania, on the regular Randomania channel, we got Basp 33 versus Tyrannex. At 11 o'clock, we got another quad stream, Couch 23 versus Captain Green 7, and Vanivan versus Kated 619 over at RPG Limit Break. We have got a lot of great races happening tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 in total over the course of 5 streams. Be sure to stick around throughout all the Randomania family of channels and have a great time. By the way, while we got some grinding going on, I want to let everybody know, if you want to check out Dragon Warrior Randomizer, if you're enjoying what you're seeing on screen, be sure to download Dragon Warrior Randomizer and join our Discord. As Allegra Brap has given you all the links. Very fun game. It's how I got here to be a commentator. It's how all of us came here to play in this wonderful tournament. So click on those links, join our Discord, and meet a wonderful group of friends and future friends and people who just love Dragon Warrior in general. Not only do we have races for Dragon Warrior 1, we have races for Randomizer of Dragon Warriors 2, 3, and 4. So if you want to explore all the other Dragon Warrior games via Randomizer, that's available as well. And just come on, join our Discord, and have a wonderful time.
So if you're in Jackimus' shoes right now, which enemies do you fight? Which enemies do you skip? And what HP do you feel comfortable fighting them?
Wizards are free. You also, Star Wyvern, you can defeat quite easily. He's got these blue dragons. Wizards and Star Wyverns, you fight immediately. That's what I would do. The rest I would just run from. Maybe an Axe Knight you could probably go up against.
Does the run rate factor in with Axe Knights? Blue Dragons too? Yeah, I think that with the high defense and the high agility, especially on the strength agility build, it's definitely worthwhile. One thing I just noticed now that they're both at 14, there's a 10 HP bump for Bobski. That's going to allow him to potentially use the Death Necklace a level earlier, maybe even 2 than Jackimus would. So that's another thing that's interesting to consider, given the fact that Jackimus is at 131 right now, whereas if he could use the Death Necklace, he'd be at 141.
And Bobski will be that way too once he finds the Dragon Sword. Not the Dragon Sword, but when he finds Erdrick's Sword. But Jackimuswedge is already at the bottom. He is going on to Dragon Lord. Thankfully, he has not ran to as many red dragons as possible. We also we know that the spike spot is Armor Knight. So strap it in, folks. We're gonna have a great DL2 battle.
And for those of you wondering, yes, that's sigmafan who said that, not WillWagnerMusic. Yeah, the small shield is a real breaker, I think, for Bobski to make a run at 14, right? But at this point, Bobski will probably be able to get a large shield and feel pretty comfortable with. And this is perfect for Jack because Jack wanted to get into 2 more battles along with this necessary AK-47 battle to make sure he got that level. So the one being the wizard made sure it was a high enough EXP gain. Really, any enemy on that level would have, but the wizard's a safe bet.
And this is going to be level 15. This doesn't matter what's there. Only 1 power, 16 speed. Yeah, he's good. He is green all around, so he's ready to go.
Yeah, 15 is going to be good enough to win. 102 magic gives a total of 12 heal mores. I might have used an herb before battle. Might have considered the Death Necklace, but I like the idea that you can get maximum value out of heal mores, and it's not really a big risk because the 10 that you'd use for the Death Necklace only nets you really 2 attack power, or 2 to your maximum attack power, whereas if he was at 130, the difference between that and 140 would be 3.
That being said, here's his Dragon Lord 2 fight, starting out with a 9, and he's breathing for 46. He's got to burn a heal more already.
Bad numbers are going to happen, but with 96 attack power, they're going to happen a lot less. So that 23 damage right there is perfect because it gives him an opportunity to double. And yeah, I anticipate this being a pretty safe battle overall. To me,
it keeps on breathing fire.
Well, for me, it's going to be terrifying because I only see the blinks, and I constantly will think, oh man, is this the time it was accidentally hurt more? $45. Oh, no. At 45 life. I wasn't counting how much damage. It's way too crazy. It's like trying to follow a Jet Li fight scene. There's stuff moving, and then you blink, and stuff's in another screen.
It's like a fight scene in a Michael Bay movie.
Well, the red explosions are definitely there. And Bobski is just about ready to get that rainbow drop and dive Sharlock.
But it's going to be too little too late.
Yeah, it's really a matter of how much magic is left over. At this point, it could be, I think, 2 more attacks.
That's gonna do it. Jackimuswedge has done it, ladies and gentlemen. Get your GGs out for Jackimuswedge. He has defeated the Dragon Lord, and he's gonna wing swag his way back to the castle. He's gonna talk to the king, get the princess, and they're gonna go off on their merry ways. And because he's gone to 3-0, they're going to the elimination round.
Well, you also have to remember at this point, they only got return at level 15, so he might not even know that he got return when he used them.
That is true. And final SRL time, 1 hour, 35 minutes, 7 seconds. Jackimuswedge is your winner. He's going to go to 3-0. Bobski, no way out of it. He's 2-1. He still could win the Week 4 race and make it in.
And the thing about Jackimus, 13 deaths. I know at least 2 or 3 of them were purposeful gold grind related. A few of them were meant to go back to the king and death warp. Really selective use of that helped him navigate a really difficult map, and I think that he made a great time on something that is really, it's kind of tough to go through, given the red dragons and the AK-47s. I hope that he'll join us for chat.
Hopefully we'll too, and hopefully Bobski will join us a little bit later on, and looks like Jack will join us in a minute or so.
That is awesome.
Right now, Bobski's got his drop. He's going to go straight to Sherlock.
Can Bobski is in all likelihood probably going to skip. I think, did Bobski make it all the way through the grave? There's no reason that Bobski would go back there. He's probably going to go right to Sherlock, right?
Oh, and there was our first metal slime sighting, but he decided to run fast.
Called his brother. They won't leave Bob alone on his run. I don't know why it triggered this idea, but everyone should probably go check out the Rocco's Modern Life Netflix thing, because it was entertaining. As we mentioned, 90s things.
Yeah, because didn't you mention American Gladiators earlier?
Of course. I mean, if you have a mohawk and you're carrying an axe, chances are you're trying to be a gladiator.
I thought that was that other show, Knights and Warriors.
Oh, it could be Cowboy Bebop. That's true. But the AK-47 put me to sleep, and I never found Cowboy Bebop put me to sleep.
Well, just think about it. Oh, Z is going to put the death necklace on before he jumps into Sherlock.
I'm going to bet that was a mistake. Because I think that was an intent to use the rainbow drop. Well, now it's really going to be a tough spot, because at 96, it's a chance that back-to-back DL2 breath takes you down.
Yep.
However, the good news is at 129, you're probably going to be able to 2-hit a lot more of those enemies that you want to kill.
And it looks like he's going to gamble at 96 health. 96 health. I don't know why he's not going after the wizards, because he could beat them easily.
his defense is very low with that small shield. If he's going to take a shot at the Dragon Lord, he's probably only going to have to kill a few enemies, and maybe the wizards aren't what he's looking.
Oh no, that 120 experience beating wizards and 130 for beating 3 dragons. That stuff I'd definitely go after. And while he's going after his sword, we have Jackimuswedge here in chat. Jackimuswedge, congratulations, good sir, on a very well-run race.
Thanks.
One thing I want to mention is that the green dragons have hurt. Maybe that's what he's waiting for the enemies that are guaranteed single damage, considering he only has that small.
I only saw one green dragon that whole race, I think.
But you made him pay.
Oh yeah.
As we say that, Bobski runs into another.
How is Bobski doing there?
Bobski just started his first Sharlock dive. Didn't pick up a large or silver shield. Had some trouble finding coal, so was exploring the map for a large part of the game without the ability to walk through those swamps. But overall, did pretty well. Was right alongside you with experience the whole way, and had a few good moments of the lead experience wise. But after you got all the materials and really got going on your Sharlock grind, you started to make a little bit of distance.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that wasn't a very beginner-friendly seed at all, so I don't know if Bobski's new to this or not there, so...
You both had...
Oh no, he's got
no keys. He's got no keys, and now there's a really tough decision he has to make. Does he go through the rest of the cave, try to find and hope that the sword is in the vanilla location, or does he back out of this, try to buy more keys, because he has to go all the way back to Tantagal anyway if he's going to do that, because Rimmeldar's right there.
That's poison.
I saw you ran into that too once, Jack, where you had to go to Rimmeldar right outside of Tantagal because you didn't have any keys. How annoying is that in a seed like this where you got to keep on going through that swamp cave underneath Tantagal?
It would have been more annoying if I ran out of keys earlier in the race. By the time I ran out of keys, I mean, if I had a little bit more escape luck, I could have been done before that anyway. So it was a mild nuisance, but it wasn't the end of the world.
Gotcha.
And Bobski dies to AK with sleep.
Yeah, there were some really nasty enemies in that seed. The AKs and the Red Dragons both had sleep, and that's kind of horrible when that happens.
Unfortunately, and it looks like Bobski has decided to die forfeit, and we have Bobski here in chat. Bobski, that was a really tough seed, unfortunately, for you.
Yeah, I went the wrong way every time, I think. Red Dragon, 4 turns sleep, get to take the trip back from 90 steps from coming out of Garenham. Just 10 minutes pretty much every time.
Yeah, that was really brutal.
That key burn was vicious, and having Armored Knights and Red Dragons and a few other key enemies at 70 experience with some pretty deadly magic and sleep and DL2 breath, that made it really difficult to not have something like a flame sword or a broadsword.
Yeah, and I had the flame sword, and it just didn't help because I didn't find Erdrick's armor until an hour and 20 in. I went the other way, and I explored out both the other branches. I got sniped by Red Dragons a couple times, got sniped by an AK a few times, so I just kept wasting time.
Yeah, I'm sure that happened to both of us. Just the way that the seed was laid out there, you were guaranteed to be losing, 10 minutes at a time here and there if the game just felt like it. I remember there was one AK-47 I couldn't escape from. I think I was in combat for it for close to 3 minutes straight before I finally escaped.
Yeah, you had
I
to
think
burn a
you-
lot of heal mores for that.
Yeah, I did.
I think you might have defeated the Dragon Lord during the entirety of one of my Red Dragon encounters.
It's entirely possible. The red dragons were just complete poison on this one. And of course, they were everywhere.
Yep.
Wombo comboing everyone in sight, unfortunately. Bobski, as you know, you're not out of it yet. 2-1, a win in week 4, and you're in the elimination round. Jackimus 3-0. Congratulations, sir. You are in.
Already?
Yeah, the math works out that 3-0 I think was guaranteed, but I'd have to recheck it. I would have liked to go 3-0, but I knew Jackimus was a tall order, and this seed just wasn't giving it to me. So I'm not heartbroken over that. I'm glad to be done, especially after accidentally death necklacing myself going into Sharlock.
Yeah, we were wondering about that. I thought you did it on purpose because you had about 800 experience points away. I figured you probably granted some wizards and Star Wyverns with Flame Sword with the Death Necklace. You could have gotten up there, so that's why I got a little bit confused.
Yeah, I didn't realize that I burned my keys and I mismenued my controller was a little sticky or something. But anyways, I just kind of decided to heck with it. I'm just going to go fight the Dragon Lord and throw out a hurt more or two and see what happens.
And unfortunately, the AK wouldn't allow you to have that amount of fun.
Yeah, was the flute in the treasury in Sharlock as well?
No, it was under the Stone Man in Hawksness.
Oh, I never even saw Hawksness. I just had a heck of a day. Was that on kind of the Sharlock side? Was that just past Sharlock when I got sniped by the Red Dragon the first time?
Hawksness was maybe 15 or so tiles north of Sharlock. It was right in that area, south of south of Cantlin and Cole.
Got it. Okay, I'm slowly piecing that part of the map together. That was the one part I didn't see a ton of because I got sniped there, and I thought maybe I'll go the other way and not get sniped, but that was wishful thinking.
Yeah, the map was it was a long walk to get to anything particularly useful outside of the first 2 or 3 minutes of the seed. So as soon as I found Cantlin and saw Silver Shield was on sale, I knew I'd be picking that up because you got to be able to survive when you have to take probably like 500 steps to get anywhere, and it's just filled with enemies that don't like your face.
Yeah, I'm done with that seed. It ended. On to the next week. So good luck with the rest of the tournament. Maybe I'll see you in the bracket.
All right, sounds good. How many people do make the bracket then?
32.
Oh, 32. Okay, I thought it was 16. So yeah, I guess that means I'm in at 3-0 then if there's that many people in there. So hey, how about that?
Yeah, it would take some pretty crazy math in order to not make it in with a winning record. Like there would have to be only 0-5 and 4-1s, and or something kind of wacky like that to even have that happen, or you'd lose on a tie break. That would be the most unfortunate way to not make the round, I think. But even then, I'm sure they do a play in.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, that was another neat seed. I didn't like how luck dependent it was, but it's always interesting when you have opportunities for unusual plays like that. So that was cool. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know I played it well because the only thing stopping me from winning was as early as I could have was just the game deciding I hadn't suffered enough yet. So that's how she goes, I suppose.
It was one of those builds where the agility strength, I think, helped with a relatively low defensive role in the beginning and helped you evade a few battles that kind of tripped up Bobski. So it was some benefit where I think if maybe Bobski was able to make that left and find Cole, he might have been able to use that death necklace on the Dragon Lord, which might have given him an opportunity to take on the Dragon Lord at level 14. So it's interesting how those two different builds kind of play off one another.
Oh, you could have killed the Dragon Lord at level 13 in this seed. It was just a matter of making it to him. That was the tricky part.
Yeah, it was really just getting around the map to get all the things to get to him.
Agreed.
I actually was trying not to take fights at 13, and ended up getting 14 just because things were in my way and I kept failing to run. But anyways,
Right, especially with the agility as low as it kind of was until 14.
Well, 15 had a massive agility gain, but I got that from the mini boss in front of Dragon Lord. So at that point, it's like, well, that would have been really nice a half hour ago.
yeah, no kidding.
Hey,
Thanks
now that
to
you're finally
the
there.
Restream team, though.
Now that you're finally at the Dragon Lord, you can run away from all the enemies that stopped you from getting to the Dragon Lord.
Yeah, how about that? That's a beautiful catch-22.
That is an absolutely wonderful catch-22. So just to let everybody know, there's a great quad race happening right now on RPG Limit Break. In about an hour and a half, we'll be right back here at Randomania for another exciting race. We just have a lot of great races happening tonight. So I don't know what we're doing here. Are we gonna switch over to RPG Limit Break and raid them, or are we going to stop down for a bit? Do we know what we're doing?
I can hear you. You sound like a human. All right. Well, everyone who's still here, I hope you guys enjoy being hosted over there. And remember, let's go Bruins!
I feel pretty good. I'm gonna be back